Hi everyone. Good morning, YouTube. It's Alex with MDPen. Thank you for being here. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the EndyMed iFine handpiece and a little bit about treating the eyes. As many of you know, we have a huge webinar happening tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have the registration link here in the comments. It is strictly for professionals, so it's not something you need to see or want to watch if you're not a licensed professional. But I hope that you can join us. There'll be a lot more information about the iFine handpiece in particular, which is what I'm going to go over on today's video. So when we think about treatments for the eyes, as many of you know, this is a very delicate area. It can be hard to treat. It's some of the thinnest skin on the body, and it also has some of the most concerns out of any area. So you have things like fine lines, wrinkles, crow's feet, and then you have issues like hollowing, dark circles, fat pads, elasticity issues, droopiness. So many different things going on, not to mention hyperpigmentation that can happen with the eyes that are concerning to people. Feel free to ask questions in the comments, guys, here on YouTube. If you like these videos, please subscribe and give the thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And follow us on our other platforms. So, of course, with the eyes, you do have multiple options. And for any of you that are MDPen users, this is a device you can treat around the eyes with. You're a little bit limited with as much as you can do. So as far as like the upper eyelids, not really something you can treat with this. You can get very close into the crow's feet, of course, the infraorbital area. And usually when you're needling with a microneedling pen device like MDPen, you're about at a 0.25 millimeter depth across the board for anyone when you're treating near the eyes. Now, when we get into things like RF, such as this iFine handpiece, this is where we have a lot less limitations. And this device, can actually treat at a that's with microneedling. But with this one, what you're actually doing is heating and tightening the skin tissue. And with this one, you can actually treat both eyes in about 6 minutes. So you're spending about 2 to 3 minutes on each eye. And this is really going to help with tightening. It's going to help with dark circles, elasticity. And the cool thing with this handpiece is you can also combine it with their RF microneedling handpiece, which is what I was getting at. And that one you can actually treat at a 1.5 millimeter depth near the eyes. So for tomorrow's big webinar treatment, that's what we'll actually be showing, the combination of using the RF microneedling handpiece with this really nice iFine handpiece. So you're tightening and heating the skin tissue. I do see some questions coming up here. Brian's asking what causes under eye skin problems. So it really depends on the problem at hand. If you obviously have sun damage from childhood, which most people do, especially if you frequented the outdoors and the beach with no sunscreen before the age of 18, you will see eye issues coming up as early as, your early 20s. I know for me, I started to see little spots of hyperpigmentation here in my early 20s. And the dermatologist I worked for was like, that's growing up in Cocoa Beach. And it was. And that was one of the first signs of, aging that I saw, was this dyschromia near my eyes. Now, under eye problems can also be things like hollowing, dark circles. And dark circles can be genetic. You can often see it, genetic in darker skin types. People with allergies can be prone to these darker circles. If you are dehydrated, if you haven't been sleeping enough, that can also cause these. Some people genetically do get fat pads under their eyes, so pockets as they age. So there can be a genetic component as well. So kind of a loaded answer to that question, but I hope that's helpful. And most people, like 70% people that frequent med spas or doctors are to have eye concerns. So if you are a professional, make sure you're asking in detail about eye concerns, what's bothering people. It is one of the first things they notice. People don't like looking tired. People don't like looking, like their best selves. These are all concerns. And, men care too. Not even necessarily in what's thought to be a cosmetic way, but they don't want to look tired and they don't want to look like they're on point. And there's things you should be able to do to help them. And if you're watching this as a, you know, consumer patient, there's definitely treatment out there for you. So don't become discouraged. How long does microneedling around the eyes last? So with microneedling, you know, like the pen, you're going to be doing a series of 3 to 4 treatments 1 month apart, depending on, you know, your issues. You may need seasonal touch-ups. You may want to come in a few times a year, like twice a year, to maintain your results. We keep aging, you know, it's a race against the clock. So you've got to be doing something, you know, regular facials, microneedling twice a year, definitely things you can do. If you're into doing neuromodulators, you know, injectables, that can also, of course, help controlling the muscle there with the crow's feet. So again, kind of a loaded question. I want you guys to be aware, and I will be showing this particular before and after photo tomorrow evening during the webinar, but I did see a patient that had 8 treatments of this iFine handpiece over a 2-year period. And her follow-up photo was at 2 years, and the results were amazing. And with this iFine, especially when you're doing this RF heating by itself, this is something the patient can come in for every couple of weeks and really stagger the treatments if they're just doing this iFine by itself, which is likely what this patient did. So she did a series of 4 once a year for 2 years. And this follow-up photo after 8 treatments was so amazing. So clearly she still had set results 2 years later. So I was really impressed by that. How often can I do this procedure? Hopefully I just answered that. So when you're doing the iFine by itself, again, this is going to be very non-invasive, not painful at all, guys. Very quick treatment. And this is something your provider may have you, you know, come in for every 10 to 14 days and really stagger like a series of 4 to 6 treatments with great results. Of course, when you're combining this iFine with microneedling or RF microneedling, then you would do your monthly treatments when you're doing them in the same treatment. So everything kind of serves a purpose, and it's really nice that you can, you know, a la carte choose what you're using, which handpiece for different people. So this is what I was getting to. What skincare products will complement with RF and get the best results? So there's long-term everyday skin products, and then there's the products that we use during the time of treatment and as post-care. So by post-care, I mean especially those first couple of days and the week after the treatment. So I pulled my favorites for you guys. These are my favorite eye products for long-term use and for post-care. Don't forget that our hydrating cleanser is so gentle, you can clean your eyes with it. Of course, you want to have your eyes closed when you're cleaning with it. This is amazing. If you're a lash artist, brow artist, I encourage you to also clean the eyes with this. But even with those, you know, newly created channels, if you had an RF microneedling treatment done, you know, early in the morning before 12 noon, you could wash your face at 9 o'clock at night with this cleanser and lightly cleanse the area. This will not burn your skin. This one is chamomile, marigold, snow mushroom, HA, green tea, very soothing. It's a gel base. If you have oily or combination skin, you can use this as well. You'll feel really clean while also keeping your skin super hydrated and in recovery mode. I can't say enough good things about this cleanser. Here's a link for it, guys, and I'm going to share a shopping code with you so you can save 10%. So just use the code I20. Today's the 20th day of September, so that's where the 20 is. So I20 will save you 10%. You can go shopping. So yes, absolutely recommending this cleanser for the full face, the eye area. For serums, our Tighten and Lift serum is going to be amazing. This one does have the little bit of green tea and lactic acid in it. The lactic acid in here, don't let it scare you. It's a mild alpha hydroxy acid, and we've packed this serum with hydrators like sweet almond and oat kernel, and that's going to set off the alpha hydroxy exfoliating component of the lactic acid. Also the green tea in here. So when you have dark circles and things like this, you want to have a caffeinated ingredient in your eye products. So that's where this guy comes into play too. So definitely check out the Tighten and Lift Serum. It's not heavy, guys. Really easy to use. You can layer with it, obviously, and using it all on the infraorbital, the full crow's feet, and then up to the brow bone there. Absolutely love this product. Again, you can find this one on the website and use the shopping code. Last but not least, the human-derived growth factor gel. So this is the big guns. And this is like, you know, boosting collagen in a bottle. This is like your long-term PRP nightly treatment in a bottle. I do have customers that use this during the day. We call it a nightly treatment because it is a gel, so it's on the thicker side. But honestly, with a thin enough layer, you could definitely use this product morning and evening. Also, as recovery, you're going to use the Tighten and Lift, and you're going to use the human-derived growth factor gel. And this is going to really help with building that collagen, helping with the barrier repair as well, really plumping the skin, the fine lines and wrinkles, the dark circles, anything like that. So I highly recommend having all three. And when you buy in this 1 ounce size, I would buy the small size first, fall in love with it, and then you can buy, you know, this larger 3.4 ounce retail size. But when you're buying it, you can definitely do the small one first and go from there. So those are the 3 products I would recommend. As far as long-term use, you can definitely use the MDPen, you know, Radiant Retinol Balancing Complex. But you will want to use this, wait a week after these treatments to use this if you're doing microneedling. But this is a product you can definitely, if you're already using it, you know, get it in the infraorbital area and the crow's feet area. So you can use that as well. This would go on after your thin layer of the growth factor gel. So I hope that's helpful. Let's see, any unanswered questions? Yes, I have oily skin. I love the cleanser. Gel-based is like the go-to for oily skin types. I know we see, you know, really cool oil cleansers and foaming cleansers, and it's great to have them, you know, but this is like old reliable. You want a gel-based cleanser if you have combination oily skin. And then of course, this is also a cleanser for dry, very dry, mature skin too. It's a hydrating cleanser. Snow mushroom, HA, chamomile, marigold, green teas. So this one is just super balancing. If you're super oily and have a medicated, you know, let's say salicylic cleanser or glycolic that you want to use, you can always cleanse with this one first, get all your makeup off, and then double cleanse with your, you know, oily skin cleanser of choice, or if you have one that your physician has recommended. So I hope this video has been helpful, guys. Please think about joining our webinar registration link if you haven't already. I know it's listed on LinkedIn. Again, it's for professionals only. We're also promoting it on our Instagram. Here's that link for you guys. I know it's kind of hard to use this one when it's pasted in there, but it's also, you know, on our website. Again, you do want to be a licensed professional, so esthetician, nurse, NP, PA, physician, that type of thing. Someone who can actually, you know, use these devices or think about using them or getting the training to use them. So do keep that in mind, and I hope you guys can be there. There will be some great giveaways. Again, today's video has been on the iFine handpiece in particular, which will be part of the live demonstration tomorrow evening. So I look forward to seeing you, and we'll have a lot of eye content. I hope you guys are enjoying this. These are, you know, great ways to customize treatments for the eyes based on eye concerns of the individual. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you, YouTube. Bye.